like, when does one know that it's time to stop? Like, when do you know that maybe your job isn't right for you anymore? Or when do you know that maybe the life that you're living in isn't the one that you're supposed to be in? So I wanted to talk about the achievement culture. And this is a bit of a departure from my previous videos that have been centered around pharmaceutical things and medicine related things. And I want to talk about achievement culture because this is just part of the journey that I am on right now. I used to be a clinical pharmacist who worked in a hospital, and then I spent several years in pharmaceutical companies working as medical science liaison. And I spent pretty much like a few decades like building my career, working really hard, getting all the right degrees. Like, I got 3 degrees. I got plenty of letters behind my name, And at the age of 39, about to turn 40 next year. And then at the age of 39, I find myself completely burnt out and I don't want to work anymore. Well, that's not quite true. I want to work on things that's meaningful to me, but the things that I find meaningful to me doesn't seem to be valued by society. And it's a really hard place to navigate. It is really hard. Because on one hand, I was brought up to work hard, achieve things by my parents. And of course, it made sense from their generation because in their generation, education is scarce. And so knowing, what they had to go through and knowing the obstacles they faced, of course, they don't want to, have their child go through the same thing. And of course, they put me through a lot of school. And they really hammered in that achievement and working is a sole purpose to one's life. And so I'm probably speaking from a place of privilege when I'm talking about myself. And I know that I am speaking from a place of privilege. I'm incredibly lucky to be where I am right now. I'm incredibly lucky to have the time and space to figure my stuff out. And I am so incredibly lucky to even have the time to navel gaze, and self-absorb. Back in Aristotle days, I would have happiness. I would have achieved happiness because I had the time like a man and the education like a man to ponder these philosophical things and ponder about life's meaning and what the true meaning of eudaimonia. Oh, I am pronouncing ESL over here. This life can only be afforded by men in Aristotle times. So I've been pondering this question of what is my life's purpose? And the first couple of months after I stopped working entirely and just focused on family, that was hard. That was hard as a career woman. It was really hard to stop. It was hard to kind of feel like my world just involuted, and it was hard not to search LinkedIn and be like, okay, what's my next job? And then I'm at this period where I'm, redefining myself, and I've been acting, I've been in, doing theater productions, short films, things like that, and I found so much joy in that, and also acting really allowed me to be in touch with my emotions, like the here and now. By the way, I've always wanted to talk about when does one know that it's time to stop? Like, when do you know that maybe your job isn't right for you anymore? Or when do you know that maybe the life that you're living in isn't the one that you're supposed to be in? And that process is hard. It's hard because you have to break free from all of the constraints that's been holding you in place. And make no mistake, the constraints that's been holding me in place was also the very thing that helped me to achieve the life that I had. And so in breaking free of that, in breaking free of the constraints, you're also sort of tearing apart your life, tearing apart your construction of yourself. And that is really, really scary. I came to those moments through many dark nights of the soul, through many days when I felt so trapped by work and so miserable, like I was crying every other day, and my body told me the truth. I developed a heart condition, and I was feeling like I was having panic attacks every day, in which, I probably was. Your body knows. Your body always knows. And for me, it started with things like feeling like I gotta put on a show, put on an act. And maybe many of you are feeling the similar thing, like, going to work and gotta be like, professional. Keep your thoughts to yourself. We do not, have authenticity around here. Maybe many of you felt like that as well. Now, I know that's a function of corporate work, and, in many instances, we do need to be professional and things like that. Nobody needs to hear, what's going on inside my head. It's a messy place in there. I don't want people to hear all of my thoughts. But your body always knows, right? Your body, whether it be the tension in your shoulders, the slight constriction of your chest, your body knows. And I think if you're starting to have the thought of, is this right for me? Then it's probably not right for you. Another thing I want to say is that as women, we've often been fed the idea of a perfect life, which you're supposed to achieve by age 30, and it involves a perfect spouse, 2.5 children, a really nice house, 2 cars in the garage, high-paying job, and still have a really fulfilling life, hobbies, great group of girlfriends, all of that. Somehow still fit, beautiful, hair, makeup, yada yada. You don't look like this. I did not see turning into a plant lady, starving artist. That's on my bingo card when I was 16. But then once we achieve that, once we hit those milestones, and once we've done it, then we kind of look around, and some of us are, approaching 40, midlife crisis age, and we look around, we're like, now what? Where's the price? Like, what do I get? Anxiety? Okay. But really, what do I get at the end of achieving all of the checklist? I get like an endless list of to-dos in my head, and running a household while carrying on like a full-time job at the same time, and a ticket to a mental breakdown. I'm joking. That's just me. I hope there's none of that for you. There's this feeling of being like sold a lie by society, and I think it's also part of the achievement culture, right? Where this list of to-dos is like a set of achievements. You achieve this thing, and then you achieve this thing, and then you achieve this thing, and society doesn't, you can't just be like, I feel so happy, and society goes, oh, good for you. They go, yeah, but what money are you making? Like, what are you doing? Oh, starving artist? Well, what are you contributing to society? What's your worth? So we even see this in like how society does not fully understand or compensate women for the mental work that they do, or for the stay-at-home moms. Instead, they're penalized. Stay-at-home moms are penalized for the amount of work that they spend at home instead of being productive in a workplace. It's much harder for stay-at-home moms to go out after the kids grow up to find meaningful work afterwards. They're penalized on that in terms of the pension, in terms of the pay, in terms of the respect they get in society. I should know. And everywhere when you look on social media, it's all about like the next thing to do. It's never really the next thing to be, but the next thing to do. We also see that in education. Like coming from a STEM background, I get it. I've been hammered my entire life, don't go into the arts. And where I am now, the arts. But like, I've been told my entire life, don't go into the arts, find something that can support yourself. Like, don't go into basket weaving. And like, people were making fun of things like basket weaving, English literature, medieval history, like, because people all say, well, you can't support yourself on medical history. Like, how many historians do we actually need, you know? And there is this denigration of things that doesn't traditionally make you money or have a good career or will bring in the dough. And I get it. We need money to survive. I'm coming from a very privileged place over here right now. But as I have been in this space of finding myself in my midlife crises, I've been increasingly turning to the arts, to literature, to philosophy, to dance, music, things that actually makes me feel like I'm nourishing my soul. And increasingly I'm finding the divide between working to live and living to work. I'm finding that I just don't care about having things anymore the same way that I used to, except plants. Apparently, I care about keeping these babies alive. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I think so much of what we desire has been set upon us by society, by media. Like, it's all just a giant machine telling us that you should want these things, and in order to get to those things, you need to make more money or take on more jobs or this and that, or take on more debt. And then once you have it, you will be happy. We're always searching for the external factor that will make us happy. And that is at the very crux of achievement society. The idea that once we achieve things, then we will be happy, when I think it should be the other way around. First and foremost is, are we fulfilled? Are we happy with ourselves? And I don't think, and I think maybe very few of us can find that in work, and maybe just very few of us can find that in capitalist work. You know, we hear about these stories of like Japanese artisans that spend decades honing their craft and things like that, and I can't help but think, yeah, that's never gonna survive in North America. You know, as much as we want and we idealize this idea of like we can turn work into something beautiful, into something meaningful, that can never survive here, because, you know, I mean, just think about it. You turn something beautiful and then someone is going to steal that idea or find ways to make it cheaper, faster, and and then you go out of production. What am I trying to say? I think if you are a millennial woman who is questioning her place in the society, you're not alone. I think a lot of us millennial women have done those things, tick the boxes, and we turn around and we kind of go like, okay, now what? What's the next 30, 40, 50 years of my life? Because I've done it. I've done all the things I'm supposed to do. And furthermore, by being part of this achievement society, you know, we start viewing ourselves as objects, as projects, as everyone becomes their own CEO, right? And so then you need to be constantly working on yourself, improving thyself. Happiness can be achieved through like a 10-step program, things like that. Just book your next vacation, spend the money on like matcha drinks and post it on Instagram, get the instant gratification through likes, and then you will be happy. That's what achievement society tells us to do, and those things will never be the thing that will actually make you happy. You actually have to radically reject that entire premise in order to start finding yourself again, start finding yourself outside of seeing yourself as a project, and just start to accept the humanity and the flaws and, you know, all this. And it may not look like what you thought you would be. Like, really, it will probably not look like what you thought you were going to be, but it may be something that is truer. You may become a version of yourself that has been hidden away and finally gets exposed, and you may finally be in touch with a little girl, a little boy that was there all alone, that has been buried by all those expectations of society. And finally, when we unearth that and we finally get in touch with it, we can see freedom and happiness. And if you're on that journey, I wish you well. You're not alone. I am on that journey. It was really hard to stop seeing myself as a list of to-dos and projects and 10-step guide to being better at XYZ. It is what we have been conditioned to do, and but that is not life. And so if you're on this journey with me, welcome. Yay, let's go through this together. Leave a comment if you are. And I will talk to you next time.